is going on? What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another great episode of our Smooth Clip Podcast, the show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin, and joining me is my bro, co-host, and just all-around great guy, Mr. Cam Godley. Cam, how you doing, sir?
Love the intro, my brother. Love the intro. I'm good.
You know,
I'm good. How
I
are you?
always try and change it up. I'm doing great. I always try and change it up every episode. Try not to repeat myself all the time. So Rock is on his way, y'all. As you know, Ciroc is the man of many talents, and he's a very busy guy. So we don't know where he's at, actually. He's at some event, and he's probably going to be surprising us like he does all the time at every show.
Ciroc has a lot of jobs.
He really does. He really does. Like, I thought Steve Harvey had a lot of jobs.
Definitely the podcast Jamaican, for sure. For sure.
That might need to be his new nickname, the podcast Jamaican. Yeah. I'm not even going to call him Ciroc anymore. I'm going to call him the podcast Jamaican. I like that.
Yeah.
Man, but first of all, Cam, how you doing, brother? How's everything going? I know you staying busy, man, but how's everything going with you?
Everything's good. Busy week. Traveled down with my job to Georgia to do some shooting. Now I'm currently in South Carolina with the family. But I couldn't let the pod down, so I brought a little bit of equipment with me. I'm with my travel pack, but we here.
There you go. See, that's one thing. You don't know where we're at because we take our stuff with us because we big on consistency and we always enjoy this time just to chat with people. Uh-oh. I think we got dead. Look, what did I say? What did I say, Cam? What did I say?
Not that we will
never know. We will never know where Ciroc is, y'all. We never know. And this episode, he's at a game. I know he's at a game.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I can hold on. I think he buffered a little bit. Okay, now I can hear you.
Oh no. You can hear me now?
I can hear you now. Yep.
All right. So we're at the BSC VP boys basketball game right now, man. We're in Virginia Beach. And, right now, I'm DJing, announcing, and live streaming the game.
Man,
did you hear all that?
Four things though. I heard half of it. I don't like. I lost track. Like,
so Ciroc, you got a new name. So you're now the self-proclaimed, well, not self-proclaimed, podcast Jamaican. If you can accept
the anointed. Yes.
The anointed. There you go. The anointed.
That's my new title.
That's your new title.
Yeah.
I can do this. I can do that. I can do anything. I'm this. I'm here. I'm there.
Yo, Arrington, don't ever do that Jamaican accent again.
Was that bad? Okay. I don't want to get canceled. My bad.
Don't ever do that again. We're just gonna throw that in the archives.
It was low-key racist. It was low-key racist.
It wasn't okay. I apologize. Please don't cancel me.
We're gonna polish that up a little bit, and you can bring it out in the later episode.
Look. I don't have money to donate to any organization. I apologize. I'm just being real. I'm trying to cover my pockets because it will be nothing. Anyway. So let's y'all. I finally got to be one of the ones to say I witnessed the Wakanda Forever movie. Cam, I know you've seen it. Ciroc, have you seen it yet?
I've seen it in Mandarin, but I haven't seen it in English yet.
So I've seen it in Mandarin?
Yeah, I haven't.
It just like that we lost him. Just like that we lost.
Somebody called me.
So, bro, how was the Mandarin version? Like, I mean, was it like?
From what I got from it, apparently there were some Mexicans who came, and I guess when I was
from under the water.
From what I was watching, I guess the Mexicans was upset that the black folks took a recipe. and they didn't give him credit. So this buff Mexican dude came up to us and was like, "Hey, yo, that's our idea. We just want love." And the black people was like, "Hey, man, we can work it out. We can work it out. We can have like a Mexican Tuesday in Wakanda." And that's from what I got from it. But I'm sure the English version got to be better.
That's pretty much what happened.
Yeah, I'm spot on.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think I saw. I don't think I got that, Cam. I don't think I saw it in that movie.
No,
But you know what? It was close. It was close.
it's a loose interpretation, but that's that's the movie in a nutshell.
I mean, I don't know Mandarin, so but hey, the graphics was amazing.
That's the main thing. That's the main thing.
The fighting. I ain't never went so hard for rice, my bro. I ain't never went so hard for rice.
Oh man.
I respect it.
That is funny. So yeah, it was a great movie. You know, my thing is I can't take the length of Marvel movies, bro. I really can't. Like I was trying to catch her earlier. No,
at least 2 hours.
Pause, Cam. Pause. That was pause, Cam. You look. Pause. All right. All right. Matter of fact, let me remove Cam's screen real quick for 5 seconds. That is a 5-second suspension right there. And I meant the proximity
I think
time.
the violation is on you, my brother.
Oh my God.
I can't take win for losing right now. I'm talking about like the amount of hours that are in a Marvel movie. Okay, the hours that are in a Marvel movie.
No doubt.
Oh man,
No
so I tried my best to get an earlier time, but you know, this coming out, it was sold out so quick. It was sold out so quick. So we caught the 8 o'clock one. Man, when it got towards the end, I was back and forth.
It was a marathon. It was a marathon. It was almost 3 hours. So yeah,
it was tough. It was tough, but a great movie, man.
They did a good job sequentially, but it was a long movie.
Absolutely.
At least by like hour 2. Hour 2, I'm dozing off. The weed is strong. There's no way I can stay
I dozed a good 2 or 3 times for sure. Yeah.
And I think that's why I'm starting to be more in favor for, like, you know, if I binge watching like a TV show, because most of the times a good show is an hour max. They don't extend it any longer than that, or less, or 45 minutes. So that's like my time I'm used to now. But it was definitely it was a long movie, but great though. I love the tribute that they did for Chadwick Boseman multiple times, like when the opening credits of the Marvel, and then towards the end, it was really good. And man, great film, great film.
No. They need me, man. They need me. I gotta start announcing the starting 5 soon. So listen, I gotta announce the starting 5 soon. So I just wanted to say I love y'all. Just wanted to show some love.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, the podcaster making himself, Mr. Rock Fox.
Mr. Rock Fox.
Hey, man, we got bills. All right, y'all.
I know that's right. Pay them bills, brother. Pay them bills. Man, look, I love it. Well, look, we actually have a special guest coming on later in the show. She'll be on pretty shortly. We're gonna do a quick commercial break, but just to let you know who that guest is, her name is Miss Tyron Senior, and she is the owner and CEO of Senior Management LLC. Very excited to have her on. I had the honor of interviewing her on a radio show. I've known this lady she's known me since I was 5, so taking it way back, but she's an awesome person, and just excited to have her on. And it'll be a great time. And then later on the show, Cam, I got a few conversations I want to chat with you, some interesting ones, so we're gonna have some fun. And so let me go ahead and get this commercial going, and we will be back with our guest, Miss Tyron Senior.
I'm a master of my mind. Manipulate the masses with motivation to move. This is the only chair I'll volunteer to sit in. Spinning and spinning. Each loop past the mirror, I see a better me in true destiny. Confidence is key, so these 2-week cleanups won't be memories. Hey, barber, do you think it's possible to reshape the temple that holds my thoughts? Shape up in the hub makes me bold my walk, cause sometimes a lineup could be your savior. Do you think it's ironic that I can monetize my work when I stick to the master plan and get my taper? No more thoughts of getting burned by the system, and this new product doesn't burn my taper. Thank you. Let's normalize uncovering our bodies from that sheet, and we look stunning when it comes off, because we are masters of our mind. manipulate the masses with motivation to move. Each cut allows more and more room to grow.
What is going on, ladies and gents? What is going on? I know you got to snap after that commercial. That was just bars. Look, we are joining with the lovely Miss Tyron Senior. Miss Tyron, how you doing, my friend?
I am fine. Hello, hello.
Good afternoon to you.
Good
Welcome.
afternoon.
Yes, welcome to our Smooth Club podcast. We're so honored to have you on. I mentioned before the commercial break. You are the founder and CEO of T Senior Management LLC. And your brand, your business is one of the top tier management firms here in the Hampton Roads area. You represent some of the most talented individuals here out of the area, comedians, musicians. You also put on some amazing events, concerts, you name it. And we're just so excited to have your presence here. As you see, I love the logo in the background. You represent T Senior Management. I see you. But I was telling Cam, we go way back because you know me since I was 5. So it's always an honor to, and see the growth of people that you know and just seeing where they're at now. So again, thank you so much for coming. The dimples, yeah. See, I brag with the fellas that I have dimples, but see, it's just the beard. The beard's always been
Those
covered.
dimples been gone. Those dimples been gone.
Those dimples been gone. You see that? They hear that bass step. Them dimples been gone. They've been gone. But thank you so much for putting the time out your busy schedule, Miss Tyron, and definitely talk more about T Senior Management stuff that I haven't mentioned. Tell us a little more.
Well, again, my passion is business management, and that will always be my first love. When it comes to business, incorporating entertainers into that is a perfect marriage because they do require strong business administrative support, so that they can go on and be the creatives that they are. So, but I also do project management, special events. I do the concerts and anything really, because it's all logistics, and that is what I truly love.
Cool.
Now, was this always destined? Was this like your first love at a young age? You're like, this is my direction. This is what I want to do, or did it happen at a later age? When did the passion for business management occur for you?
Actually, my second year in college, because the first 2 years I was a psychologist, because I wanted to be a doctor, and then my passion changed, because I really, really got into because everyone takes the same courses, the first 2 years anyway. But that kind of sparked my interest into business, and, it just kind of went from there.
Okay. So, and funny that you mentioned it happened your second year, because just like me, my passion, as far as for my business, occurred my second year of college, and I know it happens to a lot of students where they either they change their major around their second year. Sometimes maybe their third year, they're like, look, I want to either add one or I want to change it, because really it can happen at any age. It can happen in your your 50s. It's like, hey, look, I want to change it up because I really found my avenue. So it's really cool that happened at that age. So when it occurred your second year of college, did you put together like any business plan? Did you put stuff on paper? Like, how did the whole process of T Senior Management come to?
Well, actually, back then I had a singing telegram service, so I always had like these little small business ventures going, and it was so I had that, and then I actually had a clown service as well, where my name was Bubbles. So I would do like kids parties and things like that. So I think I've always been like a small entrepreneur, and then I had a apparel company, and then I started focusing my business on administrative support of small businesses. And that's kind of where I stayed in the pocket. And I began getting, other clientele from that, referrals, things like that. And actually what brought me into working with talent was I was providing administrative support for a client, and a promoter who was in the same building came to the architect's office, and he was just talking about, the show they were doing. And the architect referred me to him, or asked me to talk to the gentleman to see if he needed administrative support. And then it just kind of went from there. So that's how I even got into entertainment to begin with. And then after that 3-day festival was over, one of the artists, well, the supporting band, one of the artists from the supporting band came up to me and asked me, he told me he really appreciated how I took care of not just the A-listers, but, every, and would I be interested in being his business manager? And then it just kind of went from there. He was my first.
Cool.
Back in 2012, I believe.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned about the singing, because Tyron has a beautiful voice. So look, when she was on the radio show, literally, like, I'm live, right? I'm live talking to her, but at the end, I get a text from my mom that she sent during the show. She's like, "Have us sing a song," because Tyron, my mother loves you, and she does. She has a beautiful voice. And now, do you still continue to sing? Do you as far as pursuing?
I'm really more on the business side now, but recognize that is a gift that God has placed within me. Now, so far as senior management and productions and things like that, I usually only participate during the annual show, which we have coming up. It's a Jazzy Christmas, but I'm not like saying a hard no to it, but I'm really focused on the business of entertainment or whatever,
Awesome. So
Awesome.
Tyron, first of all, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So question for you, especially for like maybe aspiring artists or anyone that we may have watching the pod right now, what exactly is it that your company does for them? Kind of from onboarding to getting them to a certain point, what is the benefit of signing with T Senior Management?
Well, I guess we'll just start from the beginning. It is the logistics of the contracts for getting them booked. The logistics, of course, of getting them there, making sure they get paid prior to, and once they arrive, sending out booking request letters, heavy marketing, which is the blood flow of it all. It's just a lot, and I'm pretty eclectic, so I don't have to do it in, it has to be done this way. I'm a kaleidoscope. I'm looking in a lot of different areas and ways. I have never wanted to be a booking agent, and I always make that clear. Once you get to a certain place in your understanding and in your career, and your teeth are a little long, then you understand that that's where a booking agent would come in. And those artists that you get booked here, there, everywhere, it's because they have several booking agents. And it's like whoever gets the booking gets the commission, So you may have a booking and one business manager. And we work as a partner, we work as partners. And we're, kind of chopping it up. Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? I'm going after those things or whatever. But it's really great to have a business manager, because when I make a phone call for someone as their business manager, it puts them in an entirely different together. Okay, you have a business manager, so you're different. And a lot of times too, it's really great to have a business manager, because people know that the talent or the person loves what they do, and so they want the opportunity. And a lot of times they get lowballed financially because they know that the person just wants, they want the opportunity. They want to do what they love.
Very true. Very true.
So 9 times out of 10, when I do talk to them, and we already have talked about what the person's rate is and all that type stuff, so I can go in speaking confidently on their behalf, not as a, dogmatic or whatever, but just speaking confidently on their behalf. And sometimes I may have to take a moment and educate that person on, you know, who this person is, because a lot of times people just want something for nothing. And, you know, so that this is really, really great if a person does have a business manager to just represent, because it is an uncomfortable thing too, when you're the one that, you know, your own, you know, that's really uncomfortable. But I love negotiating contracts. I love, you know, speaking on people's behalf. I love pushing all that paper and, you know, just the logistics of it all, you know.
And oh, I'm sorry, Ken, what you were saying? Oh, I thought you were about to say something, Cam. No.
Yeah. So kind of continuing on with the that thought. So like, I know sometimes when artists sign with labels and things like that, you know, we talking about musical artists now, they have to have a certain amount of cachet, certain amount of followers and things like that. Is that what you're seeing in your line also when you're trying to get them in certain places? Like, will they be taken seriously if they don't have a certain amount of following or steam or anything like that, from, like, I guess, social media or anything along those lines?
Well, are you referring to working with T Senior management? Or are you referring to like when people are booked?
Yeah, so T Senior manager trying to get placements for their artists, whether it be music artists, comedians, or whatever the case may be. Are there any hurdles that it doesn't necessarily have to be what I kind of laid out, but any type of hurdles based on popularity or anything like that?
Well, I mean, everything, when a person is looking to procure a talent, they are looking at social media. They are looking at all that type of stuff. But sometimes, and that's kind of, you know, I think because the genre of music that, you know, a lot of the artists that I work with are kind of multi-genre. So it's jazz, it's R&B, it's inspirational, you know, and then of course, he's an actor, he's a host. A lot of them are actors as well. It's, you know, it's looking at the person's background, and it really just depends on the person who is you know, promoter, or who it is that they are seeking to book them, you know, because fortunately promoters, they always seem to flock to the same people all the time. And there's so many talented people out here, but they don't get an opportunity because for one, the promoter is trying to make sure that his event or her event goes.
They got to put butts in seats. Right. Absolutely.
So they have to get the sure fit. Then also sometimes in doing that, they stick with the sure fit. And so you have all these people out here that are hungry, that are so talented, that can probably sing and play, and these other people who always get the phone calls under the table. They don't necessarily get the opportunity. Very frustrating.
Yeah, and I can imagine.
Yeah, really doesn't matter what the, you know, entertainer does. It is that way, you know, across the board. So I think that I think that talent needs to understand that it is a journey, you know, and you know, you are putting all your eggs in every time, you know, go for it, you know, do the best you can, all that type stuff. But you do want to know what the culture is from the people that are actually booking, you know, do something, you know, make yourself seem unique or whatever, you know, to get their attention, because first and foremost, they're going to go with the tried and true. But then if you want to be in the remnant of people that they also provide an opportunity to, then, you know, don't give up. Just, you know, make yourself interesting and you know, check how you present yourself as well, you know, with your digital footprint, so that you won't go off, you know, when they're going to take a look at you and stuff like that. Because sometimes people, they put all their stuff on social media, and even their personal stuff,
Yeah.
and you want to, if it's a business, you want to just keep it about the business. And, even if it means that you have a separate site for your personal things, don't mix all that stuff together.
So you consult with them regarding their socials as well?
I do. It's
okay.
It's a full, it's a full,
yeah,
because it's a full journey, that I'm walking on.
Yeah,
And
for sure.
I say journey because that's exactly what it is, and I will talk to the person, because you want to make sure it's an organic fit, not a dictator. And, they're not, like I said, when I was talking to Mr. Aaron, Mr. Gavin at the first interview, you don't want to have someone with expectations that are not,
realistic.
I want this,
for sure.
I want it, all this kind of stuff, So it takes a person who is mature but realistic, and also a person that knows what it takes, because you have to know that this is a journey. It's not going to happen overnight. But if you put one foot in front of the other and keep moving forward, it will happen for you. The phone is going to start ringing one day. You just keep on doing.
Well, and Tyron, does it make your job harder, like say in today's age? Because you mentioned about having digital platforms, having a separate personal one, and then having one for business. Because we look at public figures, I'll just say like Kyrie Irving, or like Kanye, or anybody. There's multiple public figures that they'll get themselves in a little in some hot water, and then it ruins their person, it ruins their brand, it ruins their business. So has it made your job a little harder as far as to explain to clients, hey, look, when it comes to a certain event that happens in the community, or this that I know you want to speak out, but look, we also this is business too, and you don't want to put an effect where it might what's the word I'm looking for? Put you a few steps back, or either prevent you from having other opportunities and avenues. Has it been a little difficult just in today's age for you, like explain that to some of your clients?
Well, I have to take it all the way back to the beginning of how the relationship begins. Because when I'm talking to someone, I have to feel that we can have those conversations to begin with, that they are of a certain maturity level and professional level, that they understand the PR part of this whole thing here, so that they will, I will understand that they know that what you just said, don't put yourself in situations like that. But there may be times, because I'm always thinking about the PR, I'm always thinking of making sure that of the look, and the perception and all of that. So there isn't a lot of times, but if there is something posted, and I always approach people from a very humble and teachable moment type of way, not as a dictator or whatever, let's talk about this for a second because of how it appears. Are you okay? Is this, because this is the way that this is coming across, and again, I always say it's not my name, it's not my money, it's not my company when it comes to the individual talent, because it is not a dictatorship. We're working together as partners. So ultimately, the final say is that person's final say, because it's their name, their company, it's their money. So when you have a conversation with someone, you say, and you're chopping it up. So it's not like again, you're not a dictator, but the trust is there and the professionalism is there. So if you're bringing something to someone's attention, and they know that you have their back, and they know that you're loyal to them, and they know it's a professional angle, then 9 times out of 10, we're in agreement. And if it's something that is hurting them and hurting their brand, then they will take the action that's needed.
You don't have to give specifics, but have you ever met with a potential client and just knew from the start it wasn't a fit and decided not to work with them?
Yes, I do get, I am sent a fair amount of
Mm-hmm.
inquiries, and
Makes sense.
I
Makes
take
sense.
time to vet each and every person.
Yeah.
And I also respond to each and every person,
Okay.
and sometimes it's, we will have that conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes it may be, let's revisit this at a later time or something like that.
Mm.
Yeah. When you mature a little bit.
What was that? I'm
You
sorry.
don't have to say it. I said it for you. When they
When,
mature a little bit.
oh, yeah. A lot a lot of it has been that my roster has been full as well.
Oh.
Because I don't want to, yes, I don't want to, I don't feel that you can be effective if you're stretched too far.
For sure.
So
For sure.
I be a good steward over, who God has blessed me to work with, because I really, really, I'm really vested in who I'm working with, and
Yeah.
the seasons change, things change, and if the journey is up, it'll never be on my end, because we will ride until the wheels fall off, but recognize that things, people grow, they evolve, and that's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
It's a long-term journey for me.
And I think that's very important. That's an important tip for some of our viewers and listeners who are small business owners, because like you just said, you do not overflow your plate. You're like, hey, look, this is my capability. I'm not gonna, because some people, we can get greedy when it comes to like,
Oh
whoa,
yeah.
let me keep on bringing that, and then it's like we start screwing up because we do have too much on our hands, and then it really starts to affect our business. So it's good to not stretch yourself over, but your limit. This is where we lay at, and then boom, I'm gonna keep it right there. So that's really, really, I think I just, little things like that I always think is very needed when it comes to small business owners, because we're continuing to see so many people and creators out there starting their own brands or just starting their own businesses, and they think too hard on the outcome, saying, oh, this is gonna make me a lot of money, so I'm gonna go crazy on so much stuff. But it's like, oh, well, follow the process, step by step process, and don't ever rush through things, and just it's gonna be a consistent, gradual progression with it. But what's your It's a Jazzy Christmas, that's just one of the concerts that you put together, and you mentioned earlier during the you spoke earlier about providing opportunities for people, like musicians or comedians, to venues that really they have the talent, but people just don't give them the time of the day because they want to redo this the same people. But your concerts are not just great shows in the Hampton or here in the area of Hampton Roads, but it's a great showcase so that people coming to attend, they're like, wait a minute, we got to have this guy on. We got to have, because you have Quincy Carr, who is usually your MC, stand-up comedian, actor, very funny dude, as well as you have musicians like Mr. Eric Taylor, the violinist, who's, let me tell you something, Cam, this dude he plays a violin and does like the Matrix thing, and I'm like, my back, but it's extremely, he's a true legend. And I mean, you have multiple people on your roster, but how was that, creating your, because when did you have your first concert series? Because was it a Jazzy Christmas, or was it?
I think it was Jazzy Christmas in 2000. I want to say 2018 or 19. But that was my show, but I've been working with promoters as a project manager since 2012. So it's just that because I manage talent, I said, man, they are exceptional. And because I know how to do, the production of shows, I said, let me provide a platform for the artists of T Senior Management so that they can, that a platform that's worthy of them, a platform that's worthy of the T Senior Management brand, and a platform that's worthy of the patrons, because again, for me, the experience starts in the parking lot. And then, we go into a beautiful venue, we have good food, we have, good top shelf drinks, and we have amazing entertainment, and, just everything. It's the whole experience. I love just creating an experience, for people. And we're going to, it's called the T Senior the Senior Signature Series, and that is a show that because it's a big world out here, so we're getting ready to get into it, and we're going to take the Senior Signature Series and to various states, and even the It's a Jazzy Christmas will be touring as well, and jazz shows, R&B, and it'll be the same type thing, with a very long in the tooth artist like Howard Hewitt or someone else, and then a few members from the T Senior Management family. It'll be a smaller unit so that we can be more fluid, but get out here and get into this world, because we've been asked for here and abroad, and we're just gonna get out there and enjoy.
Awesome.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Well, definitely, please, bring some of those amazing talents on the show. Eric, Quincy, you have a huge roster of talented individuals. When it comes to
thank you. Thank you for the invitation. They would love to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, look, we want to personally thank you again for putting out the time out of your schedule to talk with us here on our Smooth Club podcast. What are ways and how can people continue to follow you, support, and just also you have your upcoming show, It's a Jazzy Christmas. So please tell us how we can stay in tune.
Yes, that show is November 27th at 6:30 p.m. at Chrysler Museum in Norfolk. And it's going to be absolutely outstanding. I can't even tell you the amount of creativity that is going to be on display that night. My company the web address is T as in Tom's, the word senior as in high school, and management, tseniormanagement.com. All the artists are listed there. On my media, which is again T Senior Management, or my name, Tyron Senior. I'm always marketing all the talent so you can see what they have going on. All of them have projects coming up, new music, all kinds of fun stuff. And they would love to come on your show and share what they have going on. And and I just want to take a moment, Mr. Gavin, and tell you how proud I am of you. Because you are just I'm so proud of you, because yes, I've known you since you were 5 years old, but look at all that you're doing. I see you on television. I see your company. I know you have several companies. You're an enterprise. So you're just out here, and what I love the most is just good, clean business and integrity and values and morals that guide us, so that we're not out here chopping off each other's head trying to get $5, or ruining people, or hurting them and things like that. And I thank God that I don't have a bunch of horror stories regarding all that type stuff. So I just wanted to take a moment and just honor you for what you're doing, how your life is going, how you're running your business, and your mother as well, because I know she is, like the catalyst behind everything that
She sure is. She sure is.
Yeah, she's gatekeeper as well. So, and for you, sir, I want to tell you, thank you so much for all that you are doing as well. I was hearing a little of it when I was waiting backstage, and I love seeing my people soar. So
appreciate it. Much appreciated.
Too. We can do so many things, and we don't have to limit ourselves to anything. We can have it all, we can do it all, and we can support it.
Now look, I'm putting you on the spot now, because you mentioned you tossed in my mom, and she will kill me if I don't at least ask. Could you just a little tune? No tune. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. It is okay.
It's too early in the day for that, Arrington. Come on, man.
It's too early. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I just want to at least attempt. I just want, but
I love you, and literally, I have been all over the world singing, and been on CDs featured and everything. But and even with me singing at Jazzy Christmas, it's a nervousness that I have when it comes to singing, but I will do it. Once I get started, I'm good. But so that's why there's like really no love loss of me not singing, although I know that it is a gift that God has blessed me with, and I do want to be a good steward over it too. But I'm just nervous, so I just able to do it right now.
Well, we truly respect we truly respect that. Again, we truly thank you so much. You are always invited. Thank you so much for another amazing conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Tyron Senior of T Senior Management LLC. Look, when we come back, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. And when we come back, Cam and I, we're gonna chat about some certain some topics. We want to just have some fun and gonna have a good time. But again, thank you to our amazing guests here. God bless, and we are gonna go commercial break.
Thanks again.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
Man, Cam, what a great guest. What a great conversations. Very, very needed. One thing on this show, man, we always bring on that's what I enjoy. We have amazing we learn from them, and we showcase them to our viewers and listeners, and hope that our viewers and listeners enjoy those amazing guests that we do bring on. So look, I mentioned before the commercial break, man, we have some, a couple of topics I wanted to bring up before we end the show, just to be on the have some fun. So look, this is one I read about, and I'm like, wait a minute, I gotta look into this. So Mike Tyson and Evander Holyfield, now they are launching cannabis infused edibles, ear-shaped cannabis infused edible, and guess what it's called, man? It's called Holy Ears. Holy Ears, because Holyfield, Holy Ears.
All right, they could have been a little more creative. But hey, look, I love the idea. My whole thing is make your money, man. Make your money. Like, I don't feel like either one of them need to be in the ring anymore, because I think they're good there. But hey, if there's money to be made, make it. Make it, so
what I love about this story more is, so people that are probably a little unfamiliar with the background story between these two Hall of Fame boxers. So of course, Mike Tyson, one of the greatest pound for pound boxers of all time, but he also was known for a certain incident that occurred in the ring when he was facing against Evander Holyfield. He bit his ear off. Like, he legit bit
just a piece of it. This a chunk.
A good chunk. It wasn't the whole ear, but it was like a good snippet of the top. Something that we rarely see.
They found it, they put it on some ice, and they reattached it. No one ever knew.
I don't know. That ear still look a little different though. That ear do not look the same as the other ear. It still look a little different.
He shouldn't have been headbutting that man. So
what was he headbutting him though? Was it?
That's why he did it.
That's why he did it.
You see Evander, pause. When you see Evander Holyfield's head, when they were clinched up, he kept doing that, and Mike got tired of it. He kept complaining to the ref. He was like, you know what? I got something for you. And
Tyson spit the mouthpiece out. He said, "Oh, I got his ass now." And I'm like, wow, wow.
Yeah.
And but they rekindled the friends now, and obviously they're more than friends, they're business partners. Like you said, making that money. As we know, Mike Tyson has been making a killing in the cannabis industry. I know he has a huge cannabis farm. He has his own everything is with him. Even his podcast is mostly him promoting his own marijuana. I've seen him on social media alongside Ric Flair promoting, marijuana, smoking a joint with the Nature Boy. And it's extremely classic, and it's great seeing Mike Tyson continue to grow his brand, just as a business owner, because his past, it was never the best. Taking advantage of them and things like that, but he has now build that wealth back up and continue to do great things. But yeah, holy ears, they are shaped like ears, and they're cannabis infused edibles. So I don't know. It's like, I like gummy, I like gummy fruit stacks and stuff like that. Like, I never taken edibles before, but I don't know if I will buy like an ear shaped gummy. Like it's just, I don't know, it's weird. It's just like the ear shape, but hey, I know it's gonna sell. The story alone is already legendary, so it will be interesting, man. It will be really interesting. So shout out to Mike Tyson and Evander. Evander, that was my little, Mike Tyson. I didn't want to go too far because Mike Tyson will, yeah, he's very much still in shape and he can definitely knock somebody out. So I'm not gonna talk too bad about Mike Tyson, but yeah, man. So the another story I wanted to bring up was my boy Diddy. Diddy is known for being the the big partier, splurging, right? Diddy's
Harrison, I gotta cut away for like 1 minute. I'll be right back. All right. But,
I got you. I got you.
Chop it up. All right.
Okay. Well, look, y'all. So Diddy has made news because he announced about his basically his daily price when it comes to paying for haircuts, man. And I'm just like, whoa, what in the world? So Diddy had announced that he spends about $5,000 a day on haircuts. $5,000 a day on haircuts. The one hair Diddy's on social media and he is talking about he has his barber cutting his hair, getting him all fixed up. And Cam, I was mentioning to the viewers that Diddy,
I heard you. Ridiculous.
So
I mean, but if you got the money, then whatever, right? Like
that is true, but it's just like even for that barber, like the barber's like, yeah, he charges $1,000 a cut, which me, my business is in the hair, hair and health and beauty industry, and I truly understand when it comes to barbers getting that money because for one, the different types of classes that they take cost money, right? So that's not aside from the equipment that they have to get, and then on top of that, the service that they do. I mean, you eventually, and then on top of that, you're serving a guy with the caliber of Diddy. So yeah, the price is gonna go up. I'm sorry, I will charge $1,000.
For sure.
I will definitely.
Diddy is basically paying for him to just travel with him and do everything else. Like there's no such thing as $1,000 haircut unless you're rich and you can afford it.
Unless you Diddy. I mean, but look, but $5,000. Diddy said my daily price is $5,000 a day because I got to get this cut every 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, that made me want to just let me go get my barber's license and move
one
to
of
Cali.
those joints start growing, he's like, take care of this.
Now, would you, if you had that money, Ken, would you do such a thing? No, not at all.
No,
you can even have $1 billion, still won't.
Fine. But you know what? It depends on. Honestly, it depends on how you got that money and why you got that money. If image is a thing that brought that well to you, then you have to invest in your image, right? So
Absolutely.
I'm not justifying that. That's his thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anyone should strive to want to do that. But on the same token, if he feels that that's what is his thing and that's whatever, then I can't knock it. It just wouldn't be for me.
You know what? It's funny because I remember when I was in college and even in high school, I started seeing the change of like barbershop prices. Sometimes they'll charge between $12 and $15 for a cut.
Yep.
Then the price starts shooting up to $20. When I was in college, there was a local barbershop. Again, probably the one and only in the small town where I went to, and they knew, okay, college students, we don't got to charge them an arm and a leg because we know they don't probably have the funds, but we're gonna get paid regardless.
Anyway. Yeah.
Thank you. It was $11 for a haircut. When I got back home and it was saying like it was like $24, $25, I'm like, good, this is absurd. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
how much?
Little shock to the system there.
What? I was pissed when it came to 25, and I'm like, man, but it didn't dawn on me until I was at a hair expo, and this gentleman he has a barbershop in the DC area as well as Delaware, and he charges like $100 for just one of his regular cuts, and he has different prices for different reasons. And he explained, he's like, look, one course alone to try and get your license and this and that is $200. Come on, if I'm taking multiple different courses plus trying to keep up with today's time with the new equipment that we have, I mean, we have to get our money some kind of way. And he was absolutely right. And on top of that too, barbers are self-employed people. They have a day off during the week. But you keep building that up, man. You can make your own hours and all that good stuff. So again,
look, ain't nobody justing $100 haircut to me. But do what you do. If you got people that are going to pay it, do your thing. It won't
Absolutely.
be me.
It won't be
me.
Cam. It won't be Cam.
But do your thing. I'm not knocking anything that somebody is doing to make their money. If again he has a clientele that wants to pay $100 for a haircut, have at it.
Exactly.
You won't see me in that chair.
I'll be like, Cam, you want to step in the door? Nope, I'm good right across the street, right there.
I'll come in for some barbershop talk. Take a seat right there, chop it up.
Hey, look, they're gonna be like $5 per conversation, sir. $5 per conversation. No, man. But speaking of money and people that have it and that can afford it, man. So Nick Cannon, very talented gentleman.
He's building his own personal Wakanda.
Literally. Like, I'm starting to count. I'm like, how many kids has he just said? Like, how many stories have I read saying Nick Cannon expected such and such child?
He's in double figures now, right? He's in double figures now, right?
12. This is baby number 12 that he's expecting.
Yeah.
But this year, I'm pretty sure he expected. This is like the third child this year he's expecting. I'm just like, wow. So, I was reading
at the buzzer. He only had like a month to go. It was
this man putting up what's his name? Damn, over in Golden State, Stephen Curry numbers, man. He's putting up Steph Curry numbers right now when it comes to babies, man.
For sure.
It's like, but you know what? Again, Nick Cannon is. You don't hear anything wrong with. I mean, he's not having any issues with his, the mothers of his children. He's paying for them. It says right here that this was the U.S. Sun had wrote that Nick Cannon to pay nearly $3 million a year in child support as he expects his 12th child just 1 week after announcing his 11th.
That's all fine and dandy, but he can't be a father to 12 kids, and that's my only problem. He could support them financially. But for the most part, the kids up without a dad. Like, he may pop in every now and then. If it was like 2 or 3 and different baby mothers, whatever, like, I could see that he would have more time to be. But like, basically, they're being supported financially, but not necessarily, And
I like that you brought up, Cam, because I never thought of it that way, because I was one of those people. When Nick announces another kid, I'm just like saying, well, if he can afford it, what's the issue? What's the issue? But like you said, how can you be, even if you have the private jet to back and forth, that is
you can't. Yeah. Unless these women are moving on and being with a man at that point, then okay. But if they're all like sitting there around waiting for this man to send, well, not waiting, because I'm pretty sure his money is there when it needs to be there, because Nick got it like that. It's just, I don't know.
But as far as waiting for the fun,
I just see it. Yeah, I just see it as him just creating a lot of broken homes. That's how I see it.
I agree. No, I agree with you, man, because I personally, I'm like trying to see, like, when I'm the person that wants to ask the question, when is he going to stop? What number is he going to stop at? Because again, it's just like,
it's like Bad Boy. It's like Bad Boy. We ain't never going to stop. We just talked about Diddy.
Wakanda forever.
It just writes itself. It just writes itself.
But it blows my mind, because I'm thinking of, like, okay, in the past years, you've heard Nick Cannon say, okay, Nick Cannon's hosting this, Nick Cannon's doing that, Nick Cannon's going to Howard taking classes, Nick Cannon is on baby number this, and like that's the regular story we're now continue to hear. Is like, I mean, the 12th kid 1 week after announcing his 11th. I mean, dude, it's just, I don't know what you're trying to do. And again, there's people that have 20-something kids. I could not understand,
There are. I don't necessarily love it, but again, no judgments from me. He doing what he do, but I just think there may have been a better way for him to have these kids. Not saying that one woman had to have 12 kids, because that's crazy too, but
that is true. And you know what, man, this is something we're definitely gonna I'm probably gonna keep on bringing on here and there during the show, because
because he gonna keep on having kids. You gotta keep up with the story at that point.
Do you know how many condom companies are probably knocking on his door like, come on, Nick, come on, I got a great deal for you, come on, please. Yeah. He's like,
no, but what's gonna be the slogan? You want to know how many kids I would have had if I was like, what? I don't understand.
I could have kept going if I could. I could have kept going.
Yeah. I would have had like 38.
The train don't stop here. The train does not stop here. But that is crazy. But man, look, I had to bring that up on the show, man. But once again, another great show, another great guest that we've had. Shout out to Ciroc. You know, he was at another venue.
A little cameo.
Exactly, a little cameo. We will see next time where Ciroc will be next. We will see. Every Saturdays at 7 p.m. on
Is one of us breaking up here? Is it me or is it you?
as we they were back. We're back. So look again.
I didn't know if it was me or you. I'm like, oh man, not the host.
Again, not the host. Exactly. I'm telling you. Look, they try to end us, but they can't. Anyway, look, please continue to support the show. Continue to support again. Follow us on all of our social medias, Facebook, as well as our Instagram page, our Smooth Club Podcast, iHeart, Spotify, Apple. Continue to support great conversations. That's what we try to bring on great content. We bring on great guests, and it's a show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. So your guy and Gab, that right there, God. We'll see you guys. Time for show of our Smooth Club Podcast show where everyday men discuss everyday topics. We are out.